All right, today we're going to talk about an unseen battle, one that's happening all around us and, yeah, even on us every single second. It's this constant fight against an invisible enemy. But here's the kicker: our best weapons? They might be a lot simpler than you think. So let's dive right in.
Just think about it. We hear all the time about these super complex diets, intense workout plans. But what if the biggest key to your health, your best defense, is something as simple as washing your hands, something you've been doing forever? That's the really powerful idea we're going to get into today. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down the science of staying healthy, and we'll look at it in three, let's call them rings of defense. We'll start with you, your body, then we'll move out to your kitchen, and finally to the community around you. And you'll see how all these layers just lock together, creating this amazing shield that protects not just you, but, well, everybody. Okay, so first up, why does any of this even matter? Why is hygiene so much more than just, looking clean? It's really about building our health right from the ground up. Right, and this is the core of it. Good hygiene isn't just about looking presentable. It's about stopping infections and illnesses before they even start. It's not a reaction, it's prevention. It's a proactive shield that keeps you safe, and by doing that, helps keep everyone you meet safe too. So, where do we begin building this shield? Well, it all starts with that first ring of protection, the one that's closest to home, the one you have the most direct control over, and that's personal care. Personal hygiene is really just all those practices you do to take care of yourself. It's about cleanliness, sure, but think of it as a daily act of self-respect. It's all those little routines that, yeah, they make you feel good, but they're also building this personal fortress against germs. Okay, so let's break that down into what we can call the four pillars. You've got sleep, which is huge, bathing, dental care, and even taking care of your nails and feet. Now, I know, these things sound super basic, right? But their combined power is just incredible. Think about it. Just washing regularly gets rid of the dead skin that germs love to feed on. And brushing your teeth? That's a direct assault on the bad bacteria that can cause some serious long-term problems. And let's talk about sleep for a second. Seriously, do not underestimate this one. Getting a solid 7 to 8 hours, that's not just rest. That is your body's dedicated repair and recovery shift. It's absolutely a non-negotiable part of keeping yourself healthy. So you see, the real magic here isn't in doing one big thing. It's about consistency. Every single one of these simple daily habits adds another layer to that personal shield we talked about. It just makes you that much stronger against, well, whatever the world throws at you. Okay, so we've got our personal shield up. Now let's expand that circle of protection a little wider, from our bodies to what we put inside them. This brings us to the second ring, food safety. Have you ever really thought about the long journey your food takes just to get to your plate? From the farm to the store to your kitchen, contamination can happen at literally any point. So food hygiene is all about making sure that entire journey is a safe one, from the very beginning to the very end. And the World Health Organization actually boils this all down to 5 simple but really powerful keys. And they're things you've probably heard before, but they're so important. Stuff like keeping your hands and kitchen surfaces clean, always separating raw and cooked foods, that's a big one, and of course, cooking things thoroughly to the right temperature. These are your absolute best defenses against getting sick from your food. And look, this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Different foods need different kinds of care, right? For milk, safety starts all the way back with a healthy animal and clean containers. For eggs, you gotta think about the shell. And for your fruits and veggies, especially the raw ones, a really good wash is absolutely key. Every food has its own little rule book for staying safe. And of course, we can't forget the human element in all this. The personal hygiene of the person handling the food, whether it's you or someone at a restaurant, is just so critical. And this is where you can really see how our first ring of defense, personal care, directly links up with and protects our second ring, food safety. They're totally connected. All right, let's zoom out one last time. We've covered personal care and food safety. Now for our third and final ring, the shared spaces and environments that we all live in. So what's sanitation? Well, you can basically think of it as hygiene, but for the whole community. It's about how we, as a group, manage our shared spaces. Everything from our local parks and public buildings to even temporary places like campsites to make sure they stay clean and safe for everybody.
But here's a good question. What happens when you don't have all the modern conveniences like plumbing? I mean, think about a big music festival or maybe a disaster relief camp. How in the world do you manage sanitation for a huge group of people? Well, the core ideas are exactly the same, but the solutions, they have to get a little creative.
So here are a couple of really clever, low-tech solutions. If you're setting up a camp for a longer period, you'd go with something like a deep trench latrine. It's more sustainable. But for just a few days, a shallow trench system that you fill in and replace daily works perfectly. See? It's all about adapting your method to the specific situation, all to achieve the same exact goal: getting rid of waste safely.
And that's the thing. When you boil it all down, it doesn't matter if we're talking about a temporary campsite or a huge city. The core principles of sanitation are always the same. It always comes down to three things: clean water sources, good drainage so water doesn't just sit around, and an effective system for managing waste.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. We've talked about the three rings. Now let's look at the big picture.
This quote from the source material really just says it all, doesn't it? Adequate sanitation, together with good hygiene and safe water, are fundamental to good health and to social and economic development. This isn't just about avoiding a cold. We're talking about the absolute bedrock of a healthy, functioning society. And really, that's the main takeaway here. Your personal health, the safety of the food you eat, and the cleanliness of the community you live in, they are all completely 100% interconnected. Those three rings of protection we've been talking about, they aren't separate concepts. They're woven together into one single powerful shield that benefits everyone. And that means you should never, ever underestimate the power of your own small actions. Things like just washing your hands, wiping down a counter, or making sure your trash is disposed of correctly. These little things create a ripple effect of well-being that spreads way beyond just you. They contribute to a healthier environment for all of us. So I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. What's just one hygienic habit, one small thing that you can start doing, or maybe just do a little better, starting today? Something that will strengthen not only your own personal shield, but the shield of your entire community. It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for watching.